to get Instagram. Hey guys, how to get it flipped. And I may just record this separately. I think I'm gonna just record it separately. Hello guys, hopefully you guys are doing well. We're gonna get started in a second. I just want to get Instagram on just momentarily. Of course, it always is the hardest to get Instagram to act right. Just to get Instagram to act right is a whole conundrum in itself. Okay, perfect. So, hello everyone. We're going to do a quick pop-up for a couple of things. Number one, I want to do a continuation while I have a moment in time in today in my calendar. So I'm going to make the most of this period of time, 30 minutes before I get on the road. And we're going to do a quick breakdown of how to have a simple system within your selling of your genius. So I'm just going to, again, get Instagram. Oh, there it goes. Okay, let's get Instagram. Oh, dinner reservation confirmations. Perfect. Okay, let me just get Instagram on here, okay? Perfect. So when you're teaching online, it's like you have all these different setups. Okay, perfect, and we're going to go live, and then I'm going to get us started. So if you're watching us live, hello guys, how are you guys doing? Okay. Okay. Hey guys. Hey Tanya, how are you? Okay. Trying to make the most of these moments in my schedule. Okay, good. Everyone's on. Okay, perfect. So Instagram, you're gonna be on backwards. Okay? You're gonna see this in flip reverse. I apologize in advance. That you're seeing the flip of this screen, whereas YouTube and Facebook, you guys are seeing it the correct way. But we're gonna jump into this again while I have a small moment of time. We're gonna be on here for 30 minutes. I literally only have 30 minutes because I have to head to the airport. But hey guys, I hope that you're doing well. We're gonna do a 30-minute pop-up on how to do your homework that I signed you guys in our last live, okay? If this is your first time watching, my name is Genesis Dorsey, and I help women to take their voice and to maximize it online as well as in person to show up as the expert that they are, okay? And we focus that in 3 ways: speaking, writing, and teaching. And many of the women that are part of my community, they also, of course, are packaging their expertise, their voice, so that people can experience the knowledge and moreover, the destination, right? I preach that all the time. You are taking people somewhere. People are not just following you to go nowhere. They are following you because you have something that's going to transform their lives, no matter what area of expertise that is, whether it's healthcare, to motherhood, to finances, to real estate, to healing, health and wholeness, whatever it may be, sports. You have something, you have a genius that helps people to get to a better place in their lives. And we are focusing on how to package it, right? That is something that a lot of my community members, we have to focus on how to correctly package your expertise so that when you show up online, there is clarity in what you're offering. And on top of that, people can easily follow your expertise, your genius, your zone, right? And we talked about this, 2 days ago, of the fact that there is a particular area of expertise that you have, and you have to own it. Okay, you have to own it. If you don't own it, no one, in my opinion, should be buying from you because you seem like it's kind of optional. I kind of know what I'm doing. No, you don't just know what you're doing. You are amazing at what you do. You have an amazing knowledge that will transform people's lives, and that is the authority in which you must show up. And I coach, I teach, I preach authority. Okay, you are an authority figure. Okay. And because you are an authority in an area of knowledge, okay, when you show up, here's a couple of things that we're going to do. And again, I know on Instagram, it's it's gonna be blurry. You're not gonna be able to see everything, but I will speak it out so that you can hear it, okay? The first thing that we talked about is vision and mission, okay? When you show up online, number one, where are you taking people? That's your vision. That's the overall thing, right? When people experience you, what will they witness? What will they experience? Your mission is how it will get done. So when you show up, when I go on your social media, when I meet you in person, there should be so much clarity in who you're meant to serve and how you serve them that I should be able to tell it right back to you. And if that is not clear enough, okay, then that's the first thing you're going to need to work on before you package any products, because your products should connect back to the vision and the mission, okay? So this helps us to eliminate confusion, chaos, being addicted to creating products just to create them because you think it's a great idea, but you only create according to the destination and how you are going to change people's lives. That's it. Okay? So this should help eliminate some of you who you believe that God's called you to sell t-shirts when you're supposed to be selling your knowledge. Or you believe God's called you to some other product that you think is easier for you to sell when you need to show up as an authority figure. Okay? We don't choose the easy route. We do not do that. We choose the route that God has called us to. Okay? So you have to show up first here. Before you sell any products, you should be voicing the vision and you should be voicing the mission consistently, okay? Consistently. And this helps for people to know what you do, okay? People to know what you do and how you do it. Now, once I have these two things aligned, let's talk about the homework that we pointed out a couple days ago. You are going to take your vision and your mission, okay? The way that I stacked it was a little bit differently, okay? So I'm going to show you the way that I did it. I did vision up top, okay? Because this is what leads the ship. Vision is what leads the ship, okay? Then we have our mission, okay? Mission is what? How we're going to get it done, okay? From there, as I said in your homework, you have your products and services, okay? We have these 3 circles at the bottom here, okay? And these represent the actual things that you offer to people. This was your homework. Now, I'm going to show you, though, on how we remain simple and clear. Here's what most people do. This is where I got to teach. What they do is they ignore this, and they just create all these products down below, right? They just, oh, I got to get it out of me. I got to create, I got to get whatever God's put in me. I got to birth it out, right? But the problem with birthing something with no order is that whatever you birthed is birthed out of chaos, okay? And so we have to ask ourselves a couple of questions, okay? And I'm going to put these little red dots in between each product and service to ask ourselves these questions. Number one, how does this product, again, help my community to reach a certain intended goal or target, right? How does this product help them to reach an intended goal or target? And how does this product help them to reach an intended goal or target, right? Well, and as I'm asking these questions, we also have to have an order in which we create products. And this is what I want to cover of the 3 ways to create and sell your genius. Okay, let's talk about some 3 things. The first thing is this. You should always have a flagship product. Okay? Every expert needs to have a flagship product. It can be a course, it can be a book, it can be a coaching program, but there should be something that you have created that really introduces people to your method. Remember, we talked about this in our last video, okay? You have to know what you teach so well that you've developed your own proprietary way of going about them reaching their goal, right? I truly believe that if you are someone that knows your area of expertise in and out, you have not only developed wisdom, you have not only developed strategy, but you also have a way in which you know that if people follow your way, that they can reach their goals, right? And as I pointed out online, some of you are so busy trying to become liked that that's one of the reasons why it's been hard for you to create your own way, because you don't want to step on people's toes. You don't want to offend anybody. You want everyone to like you, right? So you want everyone to like your way. But there are people who don't like keto. There are people who don't like Jenny Craig. There are people who don't like Dr. Atkins. There are people who don't like, the no dairy diet, or, people who say, I would never be a vegan, right? But you know what's crazy? You know what's so crazy? While we are people who may not like different ways of doing things, there are people who have found a way to win in that way. May not be the way that we prefer, may not be the way that we agree, but it works for them, and communities have been built off of their way and their method. The same thing works for your business. Stop trying to be liked by everybody. If God has called you to a certain area of expertise, there is a method that he has given you that you have to give to people. And you need to create a flagship product that teaches that. Otherwise, you don't have your way. You don't have a method. You just have knowledge. And while that is great, you need to start owning your method. You need to start demonstrating that this is how you're going to build. Or you might say this is how, but if you're in a real estate as an expert, let's say you teach people how to build multifamilies, right? Or let's say, you are the expert at Airbnb-ing it, right? When it comes to launching your Airbnb business, man, you have your method that will teach them on how to build a successful starting Airbnb business, right? You need to have a method, and you need to create a course, a book, a coaching program, something. It needs to be one thing though. Don't launch 15 things, launch one thing, okay? That is your flagship product. And your flagship product may not have complete closure, because many times when people sell products, you're trying to put the whole thing in one course, everything from A to Z. And let me tell you something, when you are an expert, the number one thing you know is that things change. What works in this year may not work next year. What strategies that apply to the market of 2020 may not apply to the market of 2021, 2022. Things are changing. So we're not promising that your flagship product is going to be, the best resource in the next 20 years, but it needs to be able to teach them from one point to the other, and it needs to include the basis of your method. Now remember, as I said before, if you don't have a method, if you don't have something that's clear in teaching people how to get to point A to point Z, that's the first step. In my opinion, you should not be selling a product if you don't have a method. If you don't have a way to teach people how to get from one point to another, why should they follow you? I mean, look, you don't have to come and, you don't have to, choke me up or anything, but I just like to ask people, why should people follow you if you don't know where you're going? I think that's kind of clear, right? Right? If you are a leader, your job is not to just talk and yap to people. It's to show them how they can have a better life in in whatever area of expertise your expertise is in. If you can't teach them on how to better themselves, you are not a leader. But if you are a leader, then I need you to package your genius. You got to package it, man, because if you don't package it, you will always see people out there who have taken the time to package. They have taken the time to sit down and say, okay, what's the first step for someone to get to this destination? What's the second step for them to get to this destination? What's the third step? And they've taken the time so that when they show up as an authority figure in any type of arena, they have clarity in their message, they have clarity in their products, and they know how to connect people to the right product based upon where they are in their journey, okay? So you gotta have a flagship, okay? Stop creating standalone products that don't connect to anything, okay? And while that may be great over time, while that may be great for a moment, it won't be great over time, okay? It won't be great over time. And, one of my rules, I just had a coaching session with a client, was that you want to have something that you can sell for at least, 2 years and not need to create anything else, right? If you can create a great flagship product that you can sell, and a lot of times people don't give stuff enough time to sell it. They're so addicted to creating something new, and that is a runner spirit, okay? You don't want to be a runner. You want to be somebody that, you have something that you can stand on and sell for at least a year, 2 years solid, right? And it's that, that cornerstone product. All of us know the greats in products, product business where, they started off with a product or a certain collection and they ran and they sold that product for years. And that's really what blew them up, because it was consistency in selling the same message, the same vision, the same mission, the same products, and it created consistency in their customers' lives and customer loyalty. I think about the story of Spanx with Sara Blakely. These stories of a woman who wanted to create a shapewear line, right? And she wasn't out here like, okay, next we're gonna do this and next we're gonna do that. She became famous with her business in building a shapewear collection, selling that bad boy over and over and over again, right? And that is what built her brand. You have to have, let's go to point 2, you gotta build a foundation. Once you get a flagship product, okay, and I'm going to show you what I mean, okay? I'm going to draw the foundation real quick. This is a kind of a cheap version. And this is you standing on your foundation, okay? Some of you guys can see the stick figure. This is you standing on your foundation, right? This is what I mean by creating products and services that connect. It helps to create this foundation for you to stand on, right? This is what actually helps you to create a sustainable business, okay? Because once I've built a library of products based on my expertise, this is what helps me to build a legacy of intellectual property, right? People talk about how, man, I'm rich. I'll tell you something. You create something that your name lasts on, that creates intellectual property wealth, man. You're going to have something to pass down to the next generation, okay? Books, products, licensing, okay? But it starts with you creating a library of products that can be sold over the next, again, minimum 2 to 3 years, from there 3 to 6. And you can take those same products and make them better and better. You don't have to create more and more products every year. Okay? You have to create good products, good coaching programs, or good books and workbooks and curriculum, or good online courses and online portal programs that you don't have to always change every year. This is where you create good curriculum that includes good materials, good downloads that you can then sell in large wholesale to organizations and schools or corporations, right? This is where you got to build the foundation though. So if we don't have a vision for the company of this genius area of knowledge, if we don't have a mission for how we achieve helping people get to a certain destination, then it's going to be hard for us to create the foundational products or services of our business that's going to make you not just wealthy, but make you also a impacting, influential leader in your area of expertise. This is what makes you an authority. Because you now have taken your authority and packaged it so people can digest it. You cannot call yourself an expert if people cannot digest what you're putting out. And digesting is more than just you watching me on a screen and hearing me. People have to be able to apply what they've heard. That's good teaching. The greatest teacher is not the person who has spoken, but the greatest teacher is the one that has gone into a room, online, whatever, and the student can now show in their own life what the teacher has taught them, right? You're not the greatest teacher when you speak on love. You are the greatest teacher when your students demonstrate love. You are not the greatest teacher when you talk about peace. You are the greatest teacher when your students demonstrate peace. Got it? So this is why we have to package for digesting and application. And this is not something that a lot of people like to talk about because they would rather us, give me the easy way to make some money. Give me an easy way to make money. But see, I like long game. I grew up around long money. I grew up around this fast money. I don't know what this fast. I'm good. I like long money though, old money. And the way that you build that is through understanding the art of longevity. Understanding that you may not be able to hit certain figures immediately because it takes time to package. But once you package, you then can show up and sell at a higher price point or a higher value than your counterparts because you built the long game. We got it? We got it? Okay, cool. So we got to build a foundation. How do we build a foundation? Well, remember what I said. I really recommend that when you're starting out packaging your knowledge, start off with 2 to 3 products max. 2 to 3 max. This is one of my greatest mistakes. I started off with books and things like that, and then I finally did a course later on, but it took me a while. And if I would have had this knowledge, I would have started off a lot better. So I recommend, again, we're looking at, let's put the same circles underneath the foundation, okay? Now, my area within my expertise is really helping women in the areas of speaking, writing, and teaching, because when it comes to packaging your expertise, you have to show up and speak and demonstrate authority in those three areas: speaking, writing, and teaching. And so I want to show you how to do that in those three. Okay, speaking, writing, and teaching. Now, again, this does not apply to everybody, but in my own personal studying, you got to know your area of expertise. Speaking, writing, and teaching is going to cover about everything, okay? Here's the first area. Are going to be products, and I'm going to kind of make these more general, and then, you can create one thing out of this. The first thing is you need to create a resource for your community, for the individual, okay? Again, a book, a course, a coaching program, something for the individual, for a person to consume who's following you online, you're running ads or funnels, but something for the individual, okay? That is, to me, that's where everyone usually starts. Something that is for the individual, okay? Then you want to create something that is for organizations, okay? And I'm going to put a building. Okay, organizations. This can be, now curriculum can be sold to individuals, but then it also can be sold to organizations. This is also where consulting can fall. Now, consulting does not have to be something that you offer. That is something that's optional. You don't have to offer consulting, okay? Because you have to know what kind of lifestyle you want. Okay, if you don't want a lifestyle where, you're flying out here and doing that kind of stuff, maybe, you have a family you want to attend to, you have things you want to do, well, then maybe it's not that, but maybe it's corporate speaking. Okay, so that can fall under organizations, okay? But then you want to have speaking as its own bubble, though, ultimately. Okay, now I put corporate speaking because, to me, that connects to organizations, because with that, there are experts out there that can teach you those things, but I'm just trying to show you the bubbles. My point is community, organizations, and then speaking. And the reason why I have that as its own bubble is because that can create a lot of opportunities, but especially when it comes to showing up as an authority figure, right? People need to hear your voice. And this is why I will preach this until the cows come home, okay? If God has given you a voice and you're not speaking, how dare you? I'm going to say what I'm going to say. How dare you? How dare you? And don't talk to me about how you're shy, okay? I just don't like to be in front of camera. I don't like to be, okay, cool. But I will tell you this, if God has called you to speak, at some point, it is now becoming disobedience. I don't care what you say. I don't care how you put it. You're out of order, okay? And if you are allowing fear to choke you, you have to come to a place where you're tired of not doing what God has called you to do, and you also have to get tired of fear. There are so many people who treat fear like a friend, treat it like it is something to be babied, treat it like it is something, and at some point you have to have the spiritual authority to tell it where to go. Now, if you have not built up that spiritual authority, then that's something that you have to do within your own prayer time to build up the confidence and the belief system to tell fear where to go. But if you know that the Lord has called you to reach people in a way that is organized, in a way that has clarity, in a way where you are presenting your expertise to the world, okay, fear has to go. Especially if we want to go from serving individuals to getting into the corporate space or to organizations, you can't show up scared. And believe me, there is a huge money jump from helping individuals to serving corporations and organizations with your voice. There's a huge difference in those checks. But how are you going to get there if you cannot show it with authority and clarity? Again, this is why understanding your spiritual authority is something that I will forever preach, because I don't want to hear the people, I don't want to show my face, or, I'm shy. Okay, so I have a question. If a house is burning on fire and you have the water to take that fire out, what in your heart would you be convicted to do? I pray you will be convicted to take your bucket of water and throw it on that fire. And you will keep on throwing that water on that fire until that fire is out. Well, do you know that that is the way that God views your gift to the world, he does not view it in a way in which it is, to be babied or that it's cute. A lot of women say, oh, I just want to be cute. Your calling is not cute. Your purpose is not cute. Your destiny is not cute. It is not something that people should play with or mock or make fun of. So when people mock your purpose or mock your destiny, this is not, listen. God gave it to you for a reason. And it is to help deliver someone out of the problems in which they struggle with. Now, if you don't believe that is serious enough, I can't help you past that. You're going to have to sit down and pray and get yourself together. I can't coach you out of unbelief. All I can do is teach and hope that your faith grasps onto it, okay? But you have to start believing that your voice is not just valuable, but that it is filled with wealth, that it is filled with abundance, opportunities, and that your voice is needed past just holding some mic or posting a post on Facebook. But it has an individual impact, it has an organizational impact, and it has what I call a sound. It has a sound. Let's talk about speaking, okay? Let's talk about speaking. Because there's levels to this. You got community and organizations. Okay, that's where you're creating a curriculum or materials that can be used by organizations. It's not a requirement, but it definitely is a next level opportunity. And then you have speaking. Now let's talk about speaking. As an expert, if you are focused on, again, what I focus on, speaking, writing, and teaching, speaking is a natural part of you showing your expertise. It's a natural part, okay? And it is an area that some people, they don't perfect, okay? And it's important that you really work on your speaking. And when I say work on it, I don't just mean from a way that you structure it and things like that, but you want to find your flow. You do have to come to love your voice, and not in a way that's prideful. What I mean is where you really enjoy the passion within speaking, right? And a lot of people are passionate about yapping. You love to talk. But you have to find your flow and your uniqueness within your speaking. You have to find the areas within speaking that you like. Like, you got to find the elements that make you you. I am a comedian, part-time. I say a part-time unpaid comedian. I'm a part-time, some of you will catch that. I'm a part-time unpaid comedian. Now, hopefully, you have enough, comprehension where you say, well, how can you be part-time and unpaid? That's a joke. Okay, I know it's corny. But anyway, I like to throw in jokes. I enjoy myself when I teach. If you cannot tell, I enjoy it. Oh man, I enjoy it. I can teach all day, but I'm not. And I've developed a flow. After you get into the flow of your voice, you begin to understand kind of your isms, how you teach. If you are an acronym, I'm an acronym teacher. I love acronyms, man. I will give you an acronym all day. I'll be like, AIM. A stands for, I stands for, M stands for, right? That's just me. I like to teach in acronyms. Maybe some of you, you are a storyteller, right? And I always believe that incorporating stories into your teaching is going to always be a great way of really enriching your teaching and your speaking experience. But, you're a storyteller, and you love to weave in stories within your teachings. You have to find what really makes you tick as a speaker. Right? And also within speaking is teaching. Okay? Okay, so as a teacher, there's a difference between speaking, doing a keynote, and then teaching. Okay, there's two, and I talk about this in Speak Woman Speak. Two different pathways. But then you develop, okay, how am I as a teacher? Okay, as a trainer, this helps to develop your helping organizations, because how you teach 3 people versus how you teach a room of 100, 2 different things, baby, 2 different things. So these things will help to develop, what makes you you. Like when Genesis walks into the room, what do we know about her? Now, if you've ever watched me in person, number one, if you ever watched me in person, I walk fast. I walk fast, I talk fast, right? And of course, I have to slow down my speech when I'm teaching. But when I show up in a room, I have my own personality. Number one, I will always have big hair. If I am most of my pictures, except for one where I had cut my hair down to like a man's length. Okay, but most times when I teach, I have big hair. I mean, I'm a Shaka Khan. Like that's just me. Okay, Diana Ross all day. Okay, that's a part of my persona when I teach. That's just a part of who I am, and it's my natural part. This is not something I've made up. This is me. This actually helps me to teach in confidence because I show up as who I really am. Now, of course, you should show up professionally, but what I mean is that you carry your authenticity with you within your expertise. Yes, I'm an expert. Yes, I have confidence and I show up with authority, but I also carry my personality with me so that it helps me to always be myself in my zone, right? Because when you're in your zone and you're teaching, you don't have time to be distracted by something that makes you uncomfortable. Right? Like, for instance, when I teach a lot of times, I wear dark colors. I'm a black. It's so funny. My favorite color is pink. But for some reason, even when I woke up today, I said, what am I going to wear today? I don't know why, but I put on a black golf skirt. I put on a gray top. And I have on my black tennis socks. And I have on my black Adidas tennis sneakers I got from the U.S. Open last year. Listen. Favorite color is pink, but for some reason I keep on wearing black. Whatever. But point is that when I show up on stage, though, I'm usually wearing dark colors. It's just my thing. I'm usually wear black, right? You have to find who you are. This helps to build your, not just who you are and your persona and your authenticity, but it helps to build the external parts of your voice. Your voice, when someone hears your voice, they should bring up an image. They should bring up a picture. There should be some emotions and feelings that are attached to that, right? And so these are things that you don't create out of lack of authenticity. It's naturally created because of how you're so clear in your presentation and the way that you show up with your voice and the way that you show up with your expertise, okay? This is what helps you to figure out what are the best products to create. Again, let's do a quick recap because we're almost done. So today we talked about just a simple breakdown from your homework from Madness to Method. Now, I do want to put in this quick plug. As of, 24 hours ago, we put up From Madness to Method, the course. It is available in the bookstore. You can go to it by going to genesisdorsey.com, and you'll see the promo right there. We put it up for only $99 because I really want you guys to have this. And it includes my in-depth teaching, 3 different modules on understanding madness, where it comes from and how to eradicate it. It also is going to include how to really flesh out your mission, which is how you're going to deliver your expertise. And then the third step is going to be focused on your method, how to create clarity in your method and how to create your first method. Because again, when you're showing up as an expert, you have to have your way that you sell. What is your way? If you don't have a way, you're not an expert. I don't care what anybody says. Okay, I don't care. This is my method. Obviously, I'm teaching my method, right? And I believe that if you ask an expert, let's just say, how, in your opinion, would you build this kind of business, or how would you start this kind of career path, or how would you da-da-da? That person will be able to give you, well, the first step is you're going to do this. Then the second step is going to do this. And I promise you, you'll find someone else in that same arena, same area of expertise, who will be like, well, that's not how I would do it. I would actually do it this way. Well, that's their method, right? And experts take their methods. Do you know they sell them in books? And they put them online in Barnes & Nobles and Amazon. And so what are you reading? You're reading their expert on marketing. Their method on marketing. You're reading their method on how to launch a real estate company. You're reading their method on how to lose weight. You're reading their method on how to raise kids. You're reading their method on how to teach your child and their curriculum. You're reading their method on how to cook easy recipes, right? I have watched the Food Network so many times, the cooking channel, and I've watched people have their own methods on how to cook X, Y, and Z. 100 different ways, right? This person says that you should leave it in the oven for 300 on 375 for 15 minutes. This person says you don't even leave it in there for 15 minutes, right? Those are their methods. And then they sell them as cookbooks. They put their online as TV shows, right? It's so funny because we are always surrounded around methods. We just don't realize it. But that's when you're in the consumer mindset. But when you become the genius, the expert mindset, you're looking around like, wait, hold on. That's a method right there. I need to package my method just like they did, okay? So that's what we're talking about. So again, let's do a recap. So you can go access Madness to Method. It also includes my teaching notes as well as the workbook to help you flesh out and have clarity. You gotta have clarity in how you show. Please be clear. Please be clear. Okay, so that people can easily follow you and that you can lead them to an intended destination. Now, of course, it also is a faith-based course. I'm always talking about God and Jesus Christ, so don't be alarmed. We're going to talk about Jesus and the Holy Spirit in that course. But again, if you want to go to it, go to genesisdorsey.com and you can access it. Okay, let's do a recap with 10 minutes left on the, less than 10 minutes. Okay, we're almost done. Okay, bam. So we talked today about how you create your foundation and how to create your 2 to 3 simple products of your expertise. Okay. And how do we do that? How do we create you standing on a platform where you have authority, you have clarity, you have confidence? When you get on that stage, you know exactly what your area of expertise is. You know exactly how you're going to touch people, and you have the things to sell to them because you are not an idiot. Okay, you're not an idiot. And an idiot is somebody who, especially in this area of expertise, especially within selling your genius, is someone who stands on no foundation. They have no clarity. And then they're mad when people don't invest in them or don't see their worth or don't see their value. But people cannot invest in what does not exist. Okay? Say that one again. People cannot invest in what does not exist. And they also will not invest in things that may do exist but lack clarity in why they need it. Okay, so if you're going to package your genius, you're going to show up as an expert. Number one, let's have a vision. Okay, so we talked about up top, you got to have a vision. Your vision is, where are you taking people? You cannot call yourself a leader, again, and you do not take people to a positive destination. And I'm talking about a positive leader. There are negative leaders who take people to a negative destination. But many people call themselves a leader or a boss, right? I meet so many people online, and in person, they call, I'm a boss, right? I said, well, you have no employees. Who are you bossing? No offense. No offense. No offense. But, who are you the boss of? Maybe I guess you're the boss of yourself. But if you aren't, if you're not working with people where you're leading them, you're not a boss. Okay? And there's nothing wrong with not being one. Let me tell you, some people love to have titles. Don't call yourself a CEO and you don't have any corporate structure. Look, this may offend a lot of people because it's like, you don't have, we live in a world now where we care more about titles than the work that comes along with those titles. A CEO is a chief executive. Okay? I mean, I just really want us to really see this, understanding this, right? You are calling yourself the chief. Not just the chief, but the chief executive, right? So do you have a vice president? Do you have a president? Do you have a chairman? Do you have anybody on your board? Do you have anything where you are over something? What I'm saying is this. Stop being so addicted to the titles, right? Party of one, but I'm the boss. Listen, Listen, as Jay-Z says, to be the boss, you got to pay the cost, right? What I'm saying, don't be so addicted to the titles. Be more concerned about the work it takes to lead people. People are so obsessed with titles, but we are forgetting about the people. This is not about you. It's about people. You are leading people. You are impacting people. It is about people. And then sometimes I have to say this over and over again because I'll get in a room where people are obsessed about I'm the boss, I'm the CEO chick, and there's nothing wrong with those titles. But that's not what it's about. Being a CEO is not about glorifying in the position. It's about saying that I am responsible for people. I'm responsible for a company that leads people. That's what this is about. When we forget it's about people, you're not on a foundation for you. You're on a foundation to reach the people. Okay? And we have to remember it is about people. We're not celebrating being a CEO. We're celebrating the fact that we are leading people. We are teaching people. We're grooming people. We're helping people to have more enriching jobs because we are establishing culture. These are all the things that a leader, that a boss does, that a CEO does. You are creating abilities and experiences and environments that help to grow people. Do we get this? So I pray that you're not out here trying to create products and services because you want to make some money. Okay, go get a job. Please just go get a job. Just go get a job. Go get a job. Okay, just to help us all out, go get a job. But if you are saying that I want to create a business, or I want to enlarge my business, or I want to have more clarity in my business because I want to help people, I have a solution that will help people no longer struggle in these areas. I have a solution that will help moms, children, dads, whatever, nurses, it's going to help them to do X, Y, and Z because you care about the people. Okay? I know I'm harping heavily on this. I promise you we're wrapping up. Then the first thing you're going to do is figure out where are you going to take them. That's your vision, okay? How are you going to get there? How are you going to get them there? That's the mission. Okay, leaders have missions. We're not wasting our time. Okay, we're not wasting our time. We are leaders. We are caring about the people and we want them to get somewhere. So when we show up online, I'm not showing up online because I just need a yap. Nope, I got to go to BWI Airport in a couple minutes. And I have a call with Katrina that's supposed to be happening in 3 minutes, okay? It's because I care about people. I care about the people who may be watching right now, who may be watching the replay later, and I care about the fact that there are people out there, specifically women, who are lacking clarity, but God has called them to impact people with their genius and knowledge. There are women who out there have degrees, have all these years of expertise, they have all this knowledge, and yet they're struggling with getting it out of them. They're struggling with some of them, they've written the books, done the courses, but they've done it out of order. They've lacked clarity in how to create them. Some of them went outside of God's will and created all this stuff, and God told them to do none of it. But yet there is something within them to create the right product, or to maybe to reorganize what they've created so that it shows up with clarity. I want women to show up with authority. I want them to show up with confidence. I want them to go out there and make their millions. Yes, I said millions. And if you're uncomfortable with millions, you should not be living in America because it is very expensive, okay? I want them to show up. I want them to send emails. I want them to send proposals. I want them to stop allowing rejection to hold them back, and I want them to go after everything that God has given them. That's why I show up. So I'm not showing up because, my hair, my makeup is not done. It is not done. Wig is on, but my makeup is not done. Do you think that I care? You think that God cares that my makeup is not done? Then you think he's saying, oh my God, makeup's not done. The women will no longer be impacted by her calling and by her voice because her makeup is not done. No. Okay? Because I'm not here to look cute for you. Now, look, there are days when I'm going to look cute. Okay, don't get it wrong. Don't get twisted. Okay, I'm going to look cute. Okay? But guess what? Even if I don't look cute, I'm still going to press the go live button. Okay? Because I realize that it is not about me. It's about you. I'm not here for me. I'm here for you. Okay? So we have to make sure that not only do we have a clear vision to show up with authority and confidence, but that we have the right mission so that we're not wasting our time creating products and services that people do not need. Okay, that's where the clarity definitely has to come in. Once I do that, I need to create 2 to 3 products that hit my area or zone of genius that I will sell consistently. Stop creating random products, only selling them for 2 weeks here, only selling them for 3 weeks here, only selling them for 4 weeks here, right? And you have no consistency in your sales. People do not know what you're about to put out next, okay? But you should have, we talked about a standalone product. Number 1 was a standalone. Sorry, not a standalone, sorry, so sorry. And a standalone. You don't want to create standalones. You want to have a, oh, my mind just blinked. Jesus, you want to have a flagship product. You want to have a flagship product, okay? This is awesome that when you go speaking, when you are traveling anywhere, people know, oh yeah, that's the girl who created this. Oh yeah, that's the woman who created that, right? Flagship product that you're selling all the time. People can't stop hearing it. It's bleeding out of their ears. Number 2, this will then allow you to build the foundation. Your foundation is built off of your products and services. Again, 2 to 3. Don't, if you can't sell 2 products, why are you creating 10? Okay? Let's just sell the 2 to 3. Let's create consistent sales with those. Okay? And then last, you want to develop a flow in your voice. Okay? What are the 3 types of categories to create products? First one is products for individuals. Okay, for the individual. The second one category is products for organizations. Okay, this will allow you to sell things in bulk and volume, and it's direct. It's more of a B2B product. Okay, you're selling it to another business that can then use it for their clients, for their employees. And the last one is you want to have your area of speaking. This is where, again, people are booking you, companies are booking you, you're going out and you're getting your voice out there, you're getting the message out there. You are the evangelist, okay? You're getting it out there. This is going to help you to establish your voice. Again, individuals, which are community, organizations, and then speaking, which also stretches to teaching. Are there any questions? Any questions before we go? And again, if you want to get the in-depth teaching to Manage to Method, it is available on genesisdorsey.com, right there on the homepage. The bundle is up there, includes the free modules, over an hour and a half of teaching. It includes the workbook, the teaching notes. It's all up there, and it's going to teach you how to create your first method, and from your method, how to create the right products that add clarity. And I give an example with Sally, who creates her fun method. And it's so clear that if you can, listen, it's easy. I mean, it's easy just to see how it goes. Because I show you in my example of Sally, how she creates a simple method in her arena, which is in health, and how, this is somewhat I made up, okay? But how she took her zone of genius, packaged it, created her method, and then created products that attach to her method. Okay, so that is what From Madness to Method does. It's going to teach you, has again 3 different video modules that are very easy to watch. You can sit down, you're going to go through the teaching notes as I'm teaching you, and then you have your workbook where you, after each module, you're going to do some activities. They're going to help to bring you clarity in those areas. Okay, and so I would not be putting up back up if I didn't feel like it was not only needed, but that it was almost required for many of you, so that you could really get the clarity that you need. If there are no questions, guys, I want to thank you so much for joining me for this pop-up. I'm going to see you guys next week. I did send an email out to my community. Our accountability call, which is completely free, is this Sunday at 8 p.m. Eastern time, okay? It's a 1-hour Zoom accountability call where we're going to go over your past 30 days. It's a group Zoom call, completely free again. You can access the registration by going to genesisdorsey.com. On the homepage, scroll all the way to the bottom, and you're going to see the title that says Monthly Accountability Call, okay? It's an intimate group. It's for the people in my community that are, we're not just going to be stragglers, okay? We're going to really keep ourselves accountable to our group. So again, it's intimate. You don't have to worry about a ton of people knowing your business, but it will help to keep you accountable to what God has called you to do, to your voice and to those that you impact. Guys, I will see you on another day, okay? Be blessed, guys. Love you guys.